Hello and welcome everyone to the beautiful campus of the Tigers here at Orem High School in Orem, Utah for 10th week action of Utah boys basketball here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Nate Thatcher, so happy to have you here with us tonight as we should be in for a real treat in a Region 7 rematch between the 12th ranked Vikings of Pleasant Grove and the number 20 Orem Tigers. For Pleasant Grove, the Vikings are walking into tonight with back-to-back losses in the pocket. Sure, they may have to beat two top 10 teams in the state, and Tuesday's drop to Springville came in overtime, but every region game counts the same no matter who you play. Their region play gets no easier tonight on the road at Orem, but they do know something that they did not know with the other opponents earlier. They can beat this team. Why? Because they already did. The Vikings were able to win an 81-80 decision in an offensive shootout last time, and they're looking to get the same result here tonight and make a big statement against the team in blue and gold. The lights dim as our starting lineups are introduced. And we'll start now with the Orem Tigers that are being introduced with the spotlight on the floor. The Tigers are coming off of a tough loss to a Payson team on the road and are looking to get back on the right track to bump themselves up in the region standings. Tonight begins the back end of the schedule that includes 4 of the top 12 ranked teams in the state, with the Vikings being the lowest ranked and one of 2 that will be played on the Tigers' home floor. Orem is looking to get revenge as well after losing earlier this month. If it was a back-and-forth affair last time, it was also the first half deficit that held them back. Can that continue tonight? We're about to find out. Can Sugaturaga and Kafusi lead them to a W when they couldn't do it the last time tonight? We're also about to find out. As mentioned before, the starting lineups are being introduced, and we'll introduce them to you here on the Rewind Sports Network. We'll start with the Vikings that were introduced just moments before. They're led by second-year head coach Carson Williams, who's looking to get win number 20 on the road here tonight. He'll go with Preston White, Milo Johansson, Jackson Brown, Oliver Mosman, and the big man down low, Brendan Blackett. The Tigers are led by fourth-year head coach Jace DeVito, who's looking to get win 65. And he's going to go with Troy Kafusi, the sophomore, alongside Isa Aliai, Cooper Harris, Junie Moala, and Utah basketball commit Simeon Sugaturaga, the senior, wearing number 12. The Tigers are in their home white with blue and gold trim, Pleasant Grove in their road blue with silver and white trim. Tigers will be moving left to right on your screen as you see them. The Vikings moving right to left. Again, so happy to have you here with us tonight. Tip is up and away, and it's controlled by the Tigers. A reminder, our clock is unofficial on the Rewind Sports Network. We're going to try and keep it as close as possible for you throughout the match tonight. Here's Sugaturaga baseline, far side, cross-court pass. Isa for 3, can't get it to go. Rebound out to White. Preston's going to weave his way through and then kick it back. Brown now picks up his dribble and hands off. Here's Blackett. Blackett put up some nice moves down low. Beautiful pass leads to a layup baseline by Mosman. First 2 on the board for the Vikings. Kafusi, guarded by Johansson, is going to hand off Aliai. Now Moala, the Davis transfer at the top of the key, and we have a stoppage of time here as a foul will be called against the defense. Personal foul looks to go against Mosman. That's his first as well as the team's first, 45 seconds into the contest. Kafusi's going to inbound baseline. Looking to find a teammate, still looking, finds Isa. Isa's in the corner, tries to get it to Moala down low. He tips it for a moment, but recollects out in the wing. Now it's up top. Here's Harris. Tried to get it in the corner to Sugaturaga. It will be a turnover. Not the start that the Tigers wanted here tonight. Coach Williams able to corral that pass after it went out of bounds. So he's not just coaching here tonight. Vikings are going to bring it across the timeline, looking to extend this to a 2-possession game as White guarded closely by Ice. Here's Johansson. Crossing the ball around, now it's up top with Brown. Brown's going to move right side looking for a screen. He'll take the 3 and overshoot, and it will be last touched by the Vikings, heading back the other direction. So Tigers are going to bring it across. Still looking to get their first bucket 90 seconds into the first quarter. And here's Kafusi driving baseline. Tries to find Aliyai, but it's picked off. Here's Brown in the open court. Able to get the layup and the foul. Nice finish that time from the senior forward. Looking to get 3 points the old-fashioned way. Brown averaging 10.2 points per game. And looking to add to his total tonight, misses. So 0 for 1 from the free throw line on that trip. Here's Kafusi. To Mawala, top of the key. Finds Aliyai left side. Harris used to wear number 4 at the beginning of the season, now wears number 5. He's got it, left side. Handoff Suga Turaga looking to get his first points. He's the team leader in points per game. Able to step through, misses the layup, recollects, and able to get the putback up and in. And now the Tigers on the board, lead at 4-2 for Pleasant Grove. Now here's left side Blackett. He's met with a double team, trying to get it out of there. He's able to. Brown pops a 3 and leaves it short. Kafusi with the rebound. Trying to find Suga Turaga in transition, but then it's stolen right back by White. Too high of an arc on the pass as Brown now goes into the lane, and it's stolen once again. Nice defense from Mawala. Here's Kafusi. He's going to slow things down in the half court. Brings it top of the key, now right side Harris. Mawala on the wing. Junie, BYU football commit, hands to the Utah football commit. Now it's up top with Suga Turaga. Simeon, he's going to drive left side, goes up, kisses it off the glass for 2, and we're tied up at 4. Here's Brown, left side. Up top, White. White looking to get a screen. He gets one from Mosman. 2-point jumper up, no good. Kafusi with another rebound. Very active on that glass here in the opening period. He's going to take it coast to coast, and the floater falls short. Rebound out to Blackett. Brown brings it across. White's now in the corner. Now down low, Mosman. It's a one-on-one with Aliyai. He digs his shoulder in, and it will be an offensive foul. And I believe that will be the second foul against Mosman here in the first quarter. So he will sub out of the game as Kyler Gents checks in. Mawala also going to check out. So here come the Tigers. Here's Isa, right side. Looking to make a one-on-one move. Met with the double team. Oh, and he's going to make a tough jumper. Can't get it to go, though. A rebound out to White. Here's Gents, back to Preston. Preston, handoff Blackett, left side. Brennan looking to get his first points here in the quarter. He's going to drive, goes against Harris, and a foul will be called on the defense on the drive. So just a little bit over halfway here through this first quarter. 2 team fouls apiece for both of these squads. So Pleasant Grove will inbound baseline. Shot clock will reset. Blackett gets the inbound pass. Here's Brown up top. He's going to drive left side. Blocked down low by Suga Turaga. Nice defense from Simeon. Here's Harris now in the corner. Isa back up top with Troy. Tavita will call out the play for his team. Troy try to get it to Simeon. And looks like we might have a kick ball. So it's going to stay here with the Tigers. Harris is going to inbound as Brown checks out. And it will be Ashton Palmer coming into the game. Suga Turaga gets the inbound. Handoff Kafusi. 15 on the shot clock. Tried to hand it off to his teammate in the corner, but couldn't. It'll be another turnover for the Tigers. Coach Carson Williams for Pleasant Grove in his second year. He's a BYU graduate. and was an assistant with the basketball team until 2024. He was a Westlake assistant coach from 2018 to 2022. And a Mountain City basketball coach from 2020 to 22. Here's Pleasant Grove on the other end. Blackett for three, cashes it in. Big man's able to get it down deep from downtown. 7-4 Pleasant Grove. And offensive foul against Orem. And that will go against Sugaturaga. That's his first. And it will be the team's third. Jen set to inbound as Brentley Farnworth comes in for Orem. Here's White across half court. Finds Brown up top, but then we have another offensive foul, this time against Pleasant Grove. And that's going to be a moving screen called against Brown. So now they have their third team foul. Kafusi brings it slowly across half court and calls out the play. Looking to get a screen from Simeon, and he does. Brown stays on him as he's now on the right side. Ball's going to swing around. Here's Harris. Harris is going to drive. Now kick it out. Pump fake three. Back out with Harris. Loses the ball through his hands. So now Kafusi has it with 10 seconds on the shot clock. He'll drive right side. Floaters up. Hits the side of the backboard. Last touch by Farnworth. So it's going to be heading the Vikings' direction. So besides Sugaturaga, the Tigers haven't been able to find some consistency in the half court as Simeon will check out. Isa and Mawala back in. Here's White, closely guarded by Aliai. And Aliai picks it off. Nice defense from 55. Gets it to Mawala in transition, who goes up and lays it in for two. Cuts it down to a 1-point game, 7-6. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Preston White, left side, picks up his dribble mid-range. Now it to Brown, who loses the basketball for a moment, recollects in the far corner. Back up top with White. He'll take a top of the key three. Leaves it short. Rebound out to Harris. Harris picking up the speed a little bit in transition. Finds Kafusi. Back to Harris, left side. Vikings sticking with a zone defense. It's a 2-3. Mawala's got it baseline. And he's going to dribble it around Blackett. Leaves it short. Blackett with a rebound. Finds White in transition. It's a 3-on-3. And Blackett will head it in for two in the foul. Now with 5 points here in the first quarter. Lead extended back up to 3 points. The 6'7" junior averaging 13 points per game. Trying to get 6 here in the first. Brendan also with 3 double-doubles this season, shooting a 44% clip from the field, 42% from the perimeter. And not to mention really good rebounder at 5.6 a game. Misses the N1 opportunity. Mawala with the rebound. Here's Isa, right side. Finds a cutting Harris, who gets it up, but it's blocked, and now they're going to call a late foul. Looks to be a shooting foul that will send Cooper to the line for two. The 6-foot junior guard, averaging just under 9 points per game, drains the first. As mentioned before, he wore a different number earlier in the season. Was number 4, and now number 5 as of recently. Goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. That once again cuts it to a 1-point game. And now the Tigers going with a zone in a soft press. Vikings able to beat it. Johansson out in the corner, then recollects out near the far logo. He finds Brown left side. Tigers now in a 2-3 zone defense. Brown's gonna penetrate the middle, now kick it out. Three-pointer from Blackett. Can't get it to drop. Moala with the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Isa behind the back. Nice pass down low to Suga Turaga, who finishes. And Orem takes their first lead at 10-9. Johansson dribbling, left side. Tigers in a man defense. Williams calls out the play. Johansson left open for three. Books it down. Right as the buzzer sounds, Pleasant Grove immediately retakes the lead at 12-10 as we head into the break here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We're back at Orem High School, where the Tigers only held an advantage for about 20 seconds or so towards the end of the first quarter before the Vikings retook it, thanks to another three-pointer as they were able to drop three in that first quarter. Vikings will start with the basketball here in the second quarter as they lead it 12-10, looking to get win number 10 on the season and move to 2-2 in region play. Here's a drive baseline, able to kick it out, but it's picked off by the Tigers. Here's Suga Turaga to Harris, goes baseline and lays it up and in to tie it up at 12. Harris able to get his first points of the night. Here's Blackett. Out in the corner, Palmer, nice pass down low. Layup is up, but he'll be fouled. So it will be Gents heading to the line for two free throws. The 6'3" senior forward averaging just under 6 points per game. Very good shooter from the floor, averaging 49% from the field as a whole, 46% from three as he misses the first, which is also rare, because he's shooting at an almost 90% clip from the free throw line, even though the team as a whole only averages 67%, down from earlier in the year when they were 69, just about before region play began. Looking to go 1 for 2 from the line here. And wow, just hit about every part of the rim and then drops down. So the Vikings retake a lead at 13-12. Stoppage of time here. Looks like we might have had another substitution the refs weren't originally planning for. Talking with the scores table for a moment. And they're gonna bring a second back onto the clock. So Harris will inbound to Aliai. Aliai guarded by Palmer, and now we have a foul against the defense. That's going to go against Deacon Christensen. That's his first, team's first as well here in the second. Ice is going to check out. Moala back in. Kafusi will inbound baseline. Finds a cutting Suga Turaga, and a foul is going to be called against the Vikings again. So two quick team fouls. I don't believe it was on the shot. It looks to be against Brown. That's his second. So now he will check out. It'll be Mosman checking back in. It was not on the shot. It was off the ball. So once again, Kafusi will inbound. Finds Suga Turaga. Here's Simeon. Spin move as he drives. Can't lay it in. Moala now recollects out in the wing. Here's Kafusi up top. And he's guarded by Johansson, who hit that three-pointer at the end of the first. Suga Turaga now, once again driving, going up with his right, but leaves it short. Mosman with the rebound, out to White. White's going to bring it across. White gets a screen, tried to kick it out. It was tipped by Kafusi, so we'll stay here with the Vikings as Blackett is set to check back in. Palmer will check out, as well as Kafusi. Blackett gets the inbound pass. Here's White. In a one-on-one, dishes it out. Now Johansson in the corner. He'll bring the basketball near the top of the key, left side. Hand off Blackett. Blackett's going to drive against Harris. He's caught at the perimeter, still doing a one-on-one, caught baseline, able to get a cross-court pass to the other wing, but it's tipped off. Sugaturaga has it. It's a one-on-one. He's going to take it, goes up, lays it in for two off the right side. And you can tell that physicality that he can bring down low in the paint is a difference maker. Meanwhile, on the other end, tough jumper, no good. Rebound out to Mosman. Mosman's going to take it, kick it out to the top of the key. White. Now right side, three-pointer up, and no good that time, but an over-the-back foul will be called. Actually, they're going to call this one against Sugaturaga on the box out. And Simeon asking for an explanation as he is met with his second personal here in the game. That'll be the second team foul, so that's 2 apiece for both of these squads. And a tough 2 rattles in and out for Blackett. Can't get it from deep. Meanwhile, on the other end, here's Harris driving baseline and cashing it in for deuce. Timeout call by Pleasant Grove, and will take it with him as they now trail it 16-13 with just under 6 minutes to go here on the Rewind Sports Network. Back in Orem, Utah, as the Golden Tigers lead the Vikings 16-13 with an excellent start here in the second quarter. Pleasant Grove coming out of a 30-second timeout, looking to find some clarification and get themselves back in this one. They've led for most of the game, but they find themselves on the wrong end here in the second period. Tigers are going to stick with that soft press. White's able to bring it across. Now back over to Brown, left side. Tigers now moving to a 2-3 zone defense. Blackett's going to drive baseline. He's met with a couple defenders, and he's blocked down low by Moala. The football commit looking good in the paint. Now here's Aliai, the other football commit. Oh, and it's football to football down low. Utah to BYU connects. And now Orem extending that lead up to 5. And a foul called in on a reach and against Juni, as he was met in the middle against that zone defense. That will be Moala's first, team's third. White will inbound baseline. Finds Mosman up top. Handoff Johansson. Now Brown. Brown gets a screen from Johansson, picks up the dribble at the free throw line. Back up top with Milo. Milo's going to drive baseline, right side, looking to find Mosman on a bounce pass, but it overshoots his teammate, and it will be a turnover for the Vikings. Sugaturaga checking out as Bentley Farnworth checks in. Getting his second piece of action here tonight. Kafusi slow to bring it across. Finds Iso right side. And Kafusi looking to get a screen from Moala. Now handoff Isa. Aliai met with the defender on the left block. Tries to throw up a shot. Late foul going to be called. Looks to be on the shot. We'll send Aliai to the line for 2 free throws. Trying to extend this 5-point lead out even further. That'll be the first foul against Johansson, third team foul for Pleasant Grove. So the defensive back turned guard here in basketball season goes 1 for 1. Averaging 6.4 points per game, as Sugaturaga, once again, short trip on the bench, checks back in for Juni. Isa looking to go 2 for 2, and does. So now a 7-point lead for Orem. Here's White looking to bring it across. He's guarded closely by Aliai. He's got that defensive back defense right now, sticking on his man. Here's a kick out. Gents to Johansson. Johansson in a one-on-one will be fouled on the floor. will be the 4th team foul against the Tigers with over 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So fouls could become a factor here late in the first half. First to go against Kaufusi as White set to inbound once more on their side. Looking to find Brown, instead he finds Johansson near the logo. Johansson looking to get a screen from Blackett. Now Brown, right side, he's gonna drive. Wide open for a layup, but overshoots it. Here's Kaufusi on the other end. Finds Harris in the corner. Harris drives baseline. Finds Isa on a bounce pass. Isa uses his feet and almost stripped for a moment. And Farnworth able to recollect, but his foot touched out of bounds as he was on the floor trying to grab the basketball. So that'll be a turnover for the Tigers. Here's White with a wide open floater for two. Makes it a 5-point game. Lots of movement left side for Kaufusi. Here's Harris near the wing. Guarded by Blackett. Now down low Sugaturaga. He's going to go on a one-on-one with Brown, and an offensive foul called on the other end of the court. That one's going to go against Aliai. So that's the 5th team foul for the Tigers. And second for Aliai. So for the remainder of the quarter, the Vikings will be in the bonus. White, handoff Gents. Now on the other side, here's Brown. Brown drives baseline, spin move, kick out Blackett. Blackett picks up his dribble, mid-range floater, up and in. Makes it a one-score game, 20-17. Now here's Kaufusi. And Harris now has the basketball and is fouled. So 4th team foul against the Vikings. That will be the second personal against Johansson. So he will check out as Ashton Palmer checks in. So the Tigers will inbound on the sideline right in front of Pleasant Grove's bench. It will be Kaufusi. Box formation for the Tigers. And he finds Juni up top. Right side Farnworth. Back out with Kaufusi, now left with Isa. Lots of off-ball movement, now finds Simeon, top of the key, driving. Right side, and looks like he was asking for a foul, but they're gonna say it was just last touched by Pleasant Grove. So Vikings will inbound baseline. Brown checking out with a small limp. This would be something to note. Mosman back in. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Farnworth collects the inbound pass. Finds Sugaturaga right side. Now down low, Mawala. Nice cut by Farnworth as he lays it in for two off the left. Lead back up to 5 for the Tigers. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's White on the other end. Handoff Gents. Blackett, top of the key three, no good. Rebound, out to Isa. Here's Aliai, driving to the basket, kick out. Sugaturaga for three, bullseye. Lead blows up to 8 just like that. Gents on the other end. Mosman down low, and a traveling violation will be called. Another turnover for Pleasant Grove as Harris set to check back in for the Tigers. And Isa will check out. Coach DeVita likes to keep his players fresh. Here's Kaufusi across half court. Looking to make this a double-digit ball game for the first time tonight. Guarded by Palmer, handoff Sugaturaga. Simeon Nice cut by Moala as he lays it in. And the Tigers lead by 10. Here's Mosman on the other end. Finds Gents in the corner. Gents gonna bring it out. And a foul will be called against the defense, and I believe that should send Gents to the line for 2. We have a meeting of the referees after the call to confirm, and it will go against Farnworth. So that's his second personal. So Gents back at the line, went 1 for 2 on the last trip, and starts 0 for 1 on this one. 88% from the line on the season, now 1 for 3 tonight. And able to make it 2 for 4. Cuts the lead down to 9. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Vikings in his own defense. Sugacharaga to Kafusi, 4-3. No good. Simeon trying to fight for the rebound, gets it, goes up. Nice move past the defense for 2. Largest lead of 11 now for the Tigers. Shot clock turned off. And Coach Williams wanting the last say here in the first. Simeon telling his boys to play good defense. Now the play starts with under 10 to go here in the first half. Tigers move to his own defense. Here's White. Driving pass, tough floater up, leaves it short. And Blackett couldn't get the putback, but they're gonna say he's fouled at the buzzer. So that will send Blackett to the line. And that's gonna go against Farnworth, that's his third. So Blackett at the line by himself, band playing like it's halftime. And now they'll stop to allow him to shoot these 2 free throws. He's got a red background still on the backboard. We'll see if that's distracting. It's not. He drills the first. Now they take it off. No time added, so this is just after the fact. 2 free throws coming. Second free throw up and in, and that will do it for the first half. It's 29-20 as the Tigers have an excellent second quarter as we head into the break here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We're back at Orem High School here on the Rewind Sports Network, where the Tigers had a commanding lead there in the second quarter thanks to a massive turnaround led by their star Simeon Sugacharaga. They head into the third quarter leading 29-20 and starting with the basketball. But can the Vikings come back and steal this win because they were in control for that first quarter? Well, we're about to find out. Thank you again for tuning in with us. Glad to have you back here in second half. Pleasant Grove in a man defense. Sugacharaga is going to attack and score. So right as that second half starts, he's back to his old ways. Lead back up to 11. And before it was Blackett who was able to get going for the Vikings. We'll see if they continue to go to him. Here's Johansson, and he'll be fouled on his shot down low. Both of these teams, especially Orem, faced some foul trouble in that first half that could carry over here in the third quarter and beyond. That will be the second foul to go against Kafusi, and it will send Johansson to the line for 2. The 6'2 senior guard averaging just about 8.5 points per game, and able to drop a bucket right there. Another very good free throw shooter, averaging an 81% clip on the season, but goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Kafusi calls out the play in the half court. Here's Harris. Back to Kafusi, right side. Pleasant Grove now going with that zone defense. Here's Harris, left side 3. Can't get it to drop. Rebound out to Johansson. Coach Williams telling them to go. Here's Blackett, one-on-one with Aliai. Finds a cutting Brown, but it's too high of a pass, and it will touch the fingertips and then head out of bounds. This was a high-scoring game the last go-around. Both teams finished in the 80s and way above their season average. The Vikings averaged just a little bit above 53 points per game. Here's Suga Charaga, cutting baseline, going up, and he'll be fouled on his layup attempt. So Simeon going to head to the line and try and get a 12-point lead, which would be the biggest of the evening for the Tigers. As mentioned before, Utah basketball signee averaging over 17 points per game. Had an excellent first half, looking to continue that here in the third as he goes 1 for 1. Now looking to extend it to 12. And he does. Here's White. Across the timeline, moving left. Finds Johansson in the corner. Back out to White. Now in the corner, Johansson. And a kickball violation against the defense, so it'll stay here with Pleasant Grove on the baseline. 20 seconds on the shot clock. White looking to inbound. Box formation for Pleasant Grove. He finds Brown. Hand off Blackett, top of the key. It's a one-on-one with Harris. Picks up his dribble. Back to Johansson. Had a double screen, so he'll take the three and knock it down. 2 threes now for Johansson here in tonight's game. That one crucial as it brings it back within single digits. Harris left side against the zone. Now finds Kafusi deep for three. Bullseye! Number one with a big response. Pace picking up a little bit here in the third. Here's White. Tough layup, no good. Mawala trying to get the rebound. Instead, it's tipped to Brown, but then Judy blocks it right back. A fight for the ball ends with a jump ball, but looks like we're going to call it. Tavita saying he's called a timeout. But they're going to say it was a jump ball here baseline. Let's see if they change things up. They will say it's jump ball. Neither team had full possession yet, so it'll stay here with the Vikings as they trail it by 12. So 20 seconds on the shot clock. And inbound play finds Johansson, right side, cutting White, top of the key, lose the basketball, back to Milo. Here's Johansson, weaving his way through some defenders, but then he's met by Mawala down low, so he kicks it back out. They got to get a shot off. Did they? They're going to say that it counts. It's a miss, though. A three that was attempted by Brown, and the rebound finds its way out to Aliai. Now the other direction, here's Kafusi. Calls the play in the half court at the logo. Mawala, right block. Guarded by Mosman. Back to Kafusi. And he'll take a running deep two. No good. Blackett with the rebound. Here's Brown in transition. Able to lay it up and in. Got past the Tigers. Easiest bucket they'll find all night. And a stoppage of time. Delay of game warning. And it looks to go against Orem, so no harm, no foul. They'll still stay with the basketball here. Under 5 to go in the third quarter. Ball just going around outside against this zone defense. Here's Isa in the corner. Now Simeon at the right block. Nice pass down low to Aliai, but then he's blocked down low by Blackett. And they're actually going to say it's a foul. So that will send Isa to the line for 2. Second team foul against Pleasant Grove, but the first against Brennan. Isa able to go 2 for 2 in the first half from the charity stripe, and looking to continue that perfection here in the third period. First free throw up and short. Isa now looking to go 3 for 4 in the evening and 1 for 2 on this trip. He can't, goes 0 for 2. Pleasant Grove down by 10. Here's Blackett going around the horn. Finds White in the corner for 3. It's no good. Nice rebound by Aliai. He's going to go coast to coast. Nice pass to Harris, who's denied at the rim. And I believe the ball last touched Harris's neck baseline. So it's going to be a turnover that heads back the other direction. What a defensive stand. Here's White to Blackett. At the free throw line, down low, Mosman. Mosman in a one-on-one with Suga Taraga. Can't finish. Rebound at Kafusi. Here's Harris. Drives baseline. Loses the basketball. Last touched by the Vikings. Stays here with Orem. Kafusi will inbound baseline. Players line up in a row across the free throw line. Harris wide open for 3 in the corner. No good, but he gets his own rebound. Pass down low, Aliai, reverse, fouled. So he'll head back to the free throw line and try and make up for his 0 for 2 trip that just happened moments ago. Third team foul against Pleasant Grove and the 4th against Mosman. That one's huge as he'll likely sit for the remainder of the third quarter. Isa able to go and make this trip a success as he makes the first.
Guys, find a seat, please.
Looking to go 2 for 2 and does. There's White the other direction, guarded by Isa. Isa's sticking on him. Now he gets a screen from Blackett. Handoff Gents. Blackett, he's going to take that one-on-one, then dish out in the corner. White has it in the wing, drives baseline, tried to kick it out, and it will be a turnover. They're going to say it's a foul. It will be against White. That will be the team's 4th. Timeout called on the floor, and we'll take it with them. It's 38-26 for the Tigers. Back at Orem High School, the Tigers currently have a 12-point lead. It was 9 points at half, able to stay ahead and even extend that lead here in the third. Very balanced effort on all sides, but the Vikings defense isn't going away anytime soon. It's been a tough bucket to find on that end. Tigers with the basketball, still moving right to left on your screen. Aliai's going to bring it across the timeline. Vikings now with a man defense. Suga Taraga, top of the key. He's met with 4 players, still able to score. And they're going to say it's actually on the floor. It's not on the shot. Oh, they are going to count it. For a second, it looked like the ref was trying to tell the Tigers it was on the floor, but he is going to count it. So that extends the lead up to 14. And Simeon just able to get anything he wants on the cut. He's going to try and get 3 points the old-fashioned way here and make this a 15-point game. Free throw up and no good. Isa trying to fight for the rebound, but a foul will be called as he fought for it. And Gents went to the ground, so that will be the second team foul against the Tigers here in the third. Orem will be in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter, as 5 team fouls are already against Pleasant Grove. That'll be the third against Aliai. White brings it across, moving quickly. Johansson for three. No good. Fight for the rebound, and a foul will be called. And it looks like we should be making the long trek over to the other free throw line, and we will. Second foul against Gents. And it looks like it's going to send, we'll send the Tigers back to the other side. Lewis able to make the first. Tanner, a junior, got his first point with that bucket, looking to make it two, and can't. Vikings get the rebound. Tigers going to stick with this zone soft press. Vikings looking to break. They got to get across the timeline. Johansson able to as he finds Brown. Recollects, guarded by Harris. Now in the corner, Gents almost loses the basketball, but then recollects. And it looks like a foul will be called against the defense as they forced him out of bounds. That's going to go against Farnworth, and I believe that's his fourth foul. So checks in and then picks up his fourth. So one more, and he will be out of the contest. Johansson looking to inbound. Still looking, still looking. He throws it up, and it's collected by Harris. Cooper the other direction, goes up, can't get it to drop. Lewis able to get an offensive rebound. And it looks like we need to redo this possession due to... Actually, they're going to call a foul. No, they're going to say, okay, it was the clock. They'll reset the clock, and the Tigers will call a timeout. We'll take it with them as they lead it 41-26 here on the Rewind Sports Network. Yeah. Back at the home of the Tigers as Orem has the basketball with a 15-point lead. Harris looking to inbound. Finds Kafusi. He's guarded up close. Back up top with Harris. Now back with Troy. Trying to get it down low to Sugataraga. They do. Nice pass down low to a wide open Moala for two. And a foul called on the other end. So far the Tigers really looking to avenge that loss that they had on the 6th of this month. A reminder, that game finished with an 81-80 score. A really big offensive outing. Right now the Vikings only with 26 points. Just a little bit over a fourth of what they scored the last time out. Here's Johansson, back out to Brown for three. Can't get it. Johansson with an offensive rebound. Gets to the rack, and he'll be fouled on his layup attempt. So Johansson back at the line for two more. An 81% free throw shooter on the season. Coach Williams brings the rest of his teammates over to the sideline and is coaching them up while he attempts this first free throw. It's up and through. Coming up next for the Vikings, they'll be on the road on the 27th to play Maple Mountain before hosting the #1 team in the state, 10th U, on the 30th. Tigers will head to Spanish Fork before they host Springville, who's #6 in the state. Johansson goes 1 for 2, makes it a 16-point game. Here's Sugataraga going against 4 defenders, trying to find Lewis down low. Ball's tipped around. Tanner trying to tip it up, and it's intercepted. Here's Johansson weaving his way to the rack, and he'll be fouled on his shot. Heading back to the line for two more is #3. So both of these teams in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter. Pleasant Grove coming off of 3 straight games versus top 20 opponents as Johansson makes the first. They got that close win against this Orem team on the 6th. They played at Wasatch on the 16th. They're number 9 in the state, lost that one by 2 points, and then lost to Springville at home in overtime. And again, they're ranked 6th in the state. Johansson able to go 2 for 2 from the line, now a 14-point game. Moala met at half court, and a traveling violation will be called, so a quick turnover for the Tigers. Vikings slowly chipping away at that deficit. Blackett will inbound to Johansson. Gets it right back, now it's with Jentz. Blackett gets a screen, he'll take a right side 3 and connect. Good to see him get going after getting a lot of early buckets, but hasn't been able to find one here in the second half yet until that one. 11-point game. Here's Aliai. Trying to get past the double team and does. Now in the corner, Harris, 4-3 to respond. Leaves it short. Johansson with a rebound. Blackett on the other end. Weaving his way through defenders as he lays it in for 2. What a run for the Vikings right now. 8-0 run. And it's now a single-digit deficit once more. We're right back where we started this quarter. Here's Harris, down low to Moala. Now back up top with Kafusi. And a foul is going to be called against Jentz. And so that will send Kafusi to the line for 2. Shot clock turned off. With under 20 seconds to go here in the third. Kafusi misses the first. Vikings now with a chance to really cut into this lead as we head into the fourth. Troy misses both. Fight for the rebound and a foul against Moala. And looks like we'll be sending this the other way. So Vikings now with 2 free throws of their own to cut this lead down to 7. It will be Brown. Jackson averages over 10 points per game for the season. Almost 5 rebounds a contest as well. Drains the first. Sugaturaga back in the game, as well as Tanner Lewis. Brown makes them both. 2 huge free throws, makes it a 7-point game. Can the Tigers get something here at the end of the third? They try to get it down low, it's intercepted. Vikings have an opportunity here. Here's Palmer, handoff Brown, loses the basketball and he can't get a shot off. So that's how the third quarter will end. It's 43-36 and we should be in for a good finish here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. The Rewind Sports Network as we get ready for fourth quarter action. And as we get ready before the ball gets tipped off to start these final 8 minutes, we'll remind you of the current standings here in Region 7. Timpview and Springville tied for first place with a 2-0 record, and that's before the games tonight. Maple Mountain in third at 1-0, followed by Payson with a 2-1 record, and then Wasatch and Orem both tied at 1-1, and then Salem, Pleasant Grove, and Spanish Fork all at 0-2, but Pleasant Grove, the surprise of that group is they're ranked currently in the power rankings in the top 15 in the state. Vikings with a very difficult schedule before region play even got started. Playing some of the toughest teams not only in the state but in the country. As the Tigers start with the basketball here in the fourth. They lead it by 7. At one point that lead was up to 15. Here's Sugacharaga down low and a foul will be called on the ground. That will go against Brown. That's his third, team's first. So shot clock will reset as Kafusi looks to inbound. He finds Isa open for 3. Can't get it. Sugacharaga almost got an offensive rebound in a sea of blue, but the Vikings end up getting it. Here's Brown on the other end, trying to get past defenders, and a foul will be called. So one team foul apiece for both of these squads to start the fourth. That will be the third foul against Sugacharaga. So White brings it across the timeline to start things up again. Here's Gents to Brown. Brown for 3. Can't get it. Sugacharaga with the rebound. Kafusi now guarded closely by Palmer. He finds Simeon. Simeon right side Kafusi. He'll take a screen from Sugacharaga and he'll be fouled. It's a hip check, so that'll be the second team foul. And we're not even a minute into this fourth quarter. That'll be the fourth foul against Gents as Johansson set to check back in. A reminder, we have not seen starter Oliver Mosman since he got his fourth foul early in the third. Here's Sugacharaga, top of the key, one-on-one, takes it to the rack, and the foul will be on the floor. I believe I got that call right this time, but now that's 3 quick team fouls for Pleasant Grove, just a minute into the fourth. Fourth personal now against Johansson. Kafusi looking to inbound. And he finds Isa all the way back on the other end of the court. Back to Kafusi, left side. Trying to find Simeon down low. He's guarded well, so instead Isa will take a 3 and bury it. And it looks like another foul's gonna be called. Is it an inbound violation? I was not looking as I was updating the score on our screen, but it looks to be a violation of some kind because the Tigers get the basketball right back. So here's Orem once again now, 10-point lead, looking to extend it. Straight off the Ollie 3, and he just passed it to his bench. So Pleasant Grove lucky that costly turnover led to another turnover by the other squad. Here's Brown, left side, guarded by Mawala. Handoff White. White looking to get a screen from Blackett, and he does. Handoff Brennan, he'll take a 3. Short, and the Tigers just gonna let it go out of bounds. A reminder, our clock is unofficial here on the Rewind Sports Network. We're gonna try and keep it as close as possible. Vikings are gonna pick up this soft press in the man. Oh, almost intercepted by Johansson. Here's Sugacharaga to Harris in the corner. Now back up top with Kafusi. Mawala up top. Handoff. Aliai. Ball's tipped around. He's able to recollect. Finds Mawala, who cuts it and gets a... Oh, they're going to say it's a charge. That's a huge turn of events. Vikings still able to keep it within 10 points. That'll be the third foul against Judy Mawala and second team foul against the Tigers. A reminder that Pleasant Grove already has 14 fouls. So here's White, moving right, picks up his dribble, and he gets the long layup to drop. So Pleasant Grove able to cut into this deficit just a little bit more. On the other end, Sugaturaga and the foul. And he's able to make the and-one conversion, lead up to 11 with over 5 minutes to go. With over 5 minutes to go here on the Rewind Sports Network. Timeout called on the floor, and we will take it with them. Back after the timeout as the Tigers lead it by 11 with 5 to go. Sugaturaga has been an absolute master here tonight. Apologies for the technical difficulties we've experienced along the way, but hopefully we have a good finish here in the fourth. Out in the corner for three is Johansson, and he'll be fouled, so he'll head to the free throw line for 3 attempts. Try and make this a an 8-point game. Johansson having a solid evening here tonight, but that's the 4th foul against Simeon Sugaturaga. That'll be something to note for sure. Lead down to 10. Coach Williams telling Jensen White some key notes that they'll need here for the end of the fourth as Johansson misses the second of 3. Looking to go 2 for 3 on this trip. And he does. They're going to pick up that full court press. Kafusi trapped, finds Aliai. Aliai able to break, now finds Mawala. Nice handoff. Lewis can't convert on the layup. Here come the Vikings. White, driving baseline, kicks it out, tipped by Harris. So it'll be out of bounds, staying here with Pleasant Grove. Shot clock at 28 seconds. White looking to inbound. Trying to find a teammate, finds Blackett. He's got it in the corner. And he'll pop a 3 and bury it! That's the shot Pleasant Grove needed. Lead down to 6. Aliai back to Kafusi, now in the corner. Lewis open for 3, gives it back out. It is just a 2-possession game, folks. What a turnaround. Kafusi asking for the screen, he gets it. He's gonna drive, kick out, Mawala for 2, up and in. Big bucket there for Orem. And a nice shot from the Davis transfer. Here's Brown on the other end. Thought about a 3. Now rips around Mawala, misses the 2, gets his own rebound. He's gonna fight back up and get it to drop. A timeout called by Pleasant Grove, and we'll take it with them as they now trail it by 6 with under 4 to go here on the Rewind Sports Network. We're back here at Orem High School with 3:41 here to go in the fourth. The Tigers led by as much as 15, but that lead is down to 6 here in the final minutes. Can they pull it out? and pull a 1-1 draw with the Vikings for the season? Or can the Vikings complete a miraculous comeback and end up going 2-0 against Orem? We're about to find out. Tigers with the basketball, looking to go the length of the court. Harris inbounds to Kafusi. Kafusi able to bring it across half court, finds a wide open Simeon Sugaturaga, who gets it up and in, high off the glass. Just an absolutely stellar night for the Utah basketball commit. And he is definitely looking like he can take his talents to the next level. And boy, oh boy, the Big 12 basketball conference is the next level, folks. Here's Blackett in the corner, guarded by Harris. He's going to take a three off a sidestep, no good. Mosman back in the game, gets an offensive rebound and a foul called against the defense. That will be the 4th team foul against the Tigers and the 4th against Junie Mawala. So both Mawala and Sugaturaga with 4 apiece. Vikings looking to inbound, still looking. White finds Mosman up top. Handoff Blackett. Blackett weaving his way through. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Junie with the rebound. And Kafusi brings it across half court. He's guarded by Blackett. Orem wants to slow this down and drain some time off. Here's Sugaturaga driving, laying it up, and no good. Rebound out to Mosman. Johansson for 3. No good. Mosman with another offensive rebound. Here's Blackett back up top, Johansson. He gets a screen from Mosman and tried to do a little pick and pop on the roll, and they couldn't get it to convert. It's stolen by the Tigers. Timeout called by Coach Tavita. And let's see what type of timeout this is. It will be a full, so we'll take it with them. Tigers lead it by 8 with just over 2 to go here on the Rewind Sports Network. High school as we get ready for the final 2 minutes of action. Both of these teams still in the middle of their timeouts. As mentioned before, coming up next for the Vikings, they're going to be playing Maple Mountain on the road. The Maple Mountain Golden Eagles 1-0 currently in region play before they play Timpview at home. 2-0 in region play, ranked number 1 in the state with only 1 loss on the season. Tigers, meanwhile, are going to head on the road to Spanish Fork, who's trailing dead last at 0-2. But if all things look the way they do, Pleasant Grove may still join them when all is said and done after today. And then they're going to go on the road against Springville. So after tonight, the Tigers have 3 straight road games, 2 of those against top 6 teams in the state. Does not get any easier for Coach Tavita and his squad. Very tough region here in Region 7. Tigers looking to inbound the basketball. They find Kafusi. He's going to be double teamed. Can he get it past? He can, but a foul will be called, and that will be the 5th team foul that will send the Tigers to the line for 2 free throws. That will be the 5th personal foul against Gents, so he's going to have to check out. A little bit of a mini conference with both of these huddles before we make the trip over to the free throw line, as Kafusi's going to try and make 2 here. If so, it would extend the lead back up to double digits. First free throw, cashes in. Lead up to 9. Looking to make it 10, and does. 2 big free throws right there. Vikings haven't found a way to really get over the hump. Able to cut it to within 6, but just really couldn't get closer than that. Nice ball movement on the other end, and it's picked off. Tigers with a nice steal. Here's Kafusi. to Aliai across the timeline. Pleasant Grove needs to foul, but Kafusi has it near half court. Here's Aliai, and he'll be fouled. So Aliai heading back to the line for 2 more free throws, trying to extend this lead up to 12. First free throw is up and rattles in. Lead up to 11. And Isa goes a nice 2 for 2 from the line, extends the lead up to 12. Here come the Vikings. White able to break half court. Trying to get it to Blackett. He does. Blackett pops a 3. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound out to Johansson. Now in the corner. Out to White. White, sidestep 3. Book it. Timeout called as the lead is cut down to 9. It will be a full timeout, so once again, we will take it with him. Just over a minute to go here on the Rewind Sports Network. Here we go, the final minute of action between the Orem Tigers and the Pleasant Grove Vikings here on KSLSports.com. Tigers looked all sorts of confused in that first quarter, but ever since then, they've been in control by a large margin. At one point, the lead was 15 points. Right now, they lead by 9. Can they make it through, or can Pleasant Grove pull off a miraculous comeback? It's going to take a whole lot of missed free throws and a whole lot of effort. There's one right there as the turnover right off the inbounds pass stays here with Pleasant Grove. So there's one domino that falls. A 3-point play here would be massive. It would cut it to a 2-possession game. Blackett, right side, handoff White. He'll take a 3. Got it, it rattles in! Now just a 6-point game. Tigers looking at inbound, and they're gonna call a 5-second violation. Holy, oh my goodness. And just like that, this game is flipped on its head. So here we go. Vikings looking to inbound once more. Here's Blackett, right side. Oh, sidestep 3, but it's an offensive foul. They're gonna say he pushed off against Harris. A huge turnover there because of the foul. That's the 3rd foul against Blackett. Tigers still need to inbound the basketball. 2 straight turnovers on their last 2 attempts. Harris finds Kafusi, and Kafusi will be fouled. So he'll make the long trek over as Kafusi looking to make this a 3-possession game. Troy's had many attempts here tonight, but no bigger than these right here. First free throw, in. Now it's a 7-point game, very different than a 6. Here's the second, also in. Vikings will need to go and get a quick bucket. Here's Johansson. Handoff. 3-pointer up and short. No good that time from Palmer. Moala with the rebound. Suga Taraga is fouled. And now he will head to the line for 2 more. And the Tigers fans in approval as things are looking comfortable for their boys right now. First free throw rattles in for Simeon. And just putting on a bow on an excellent night tonight for number 12. And Simeon goes 2 for 2. A timeout called. And we'll see what kind of timeout this is. It will be a full timeout. So once again, we'll take it with him as we get ready for the final seconds of action here on the Rewind Sports Network. Getting ready for the final seconds of this game as the Vikings looking to get some more points scored. Here's Brown, double teamed, throws it back. It's tipped away for a moment. Johansson able to recollect. Three-pointer by Palmer, up, no good. Fight for the rebound, won by Blackett. He'll take a fadeaway 2. It's in and out. Aliai with the rebound, and a foul once more by the Vikings, and that should do it here tonight. What an effort by these Tigers after trailing for most of that first quarter to come out and for the remainder of the 3 quarters just put on an absolute show. This will be a big win for them, as in the power rankings this would be an upset. Orem ranked 20th, Pleasant Grove ranked 12th, as Aliai able to make the first free throw. Once again, a much lower scoring game than it was in Pleasant Grove earlier this month, when both teams finished in the 80s. As Aliai goes 2 for 2. Here's White. Double teamed. And ball will be tipped out of bounds. It will stay here with the Vikings. Here's Brown, inbound. Back to him. Three-pointer up and in. And the Tigers will inbound it, and that will finish it here tonight as Aliai dunks it down for an emphatic slammer. As the Tigers now move to 11-8 on the season, 2-2 in region play. Vikings will drop to 500, 9-9 on the season, and 1-3 in Region 7. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Have a safe and happy weekend, and we will see you next time. Good night.